Hey everybody, Uncle Frank, Team Beer Guts, here with another beer review. This one's actually being recorded on your Throwback Thursday, or Thirsty Thursday, however you want to look on it. And we're actually going to throw it all the way back to yesterday. Let's talk about stouts. So, at the time of this recording, yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. So, everyone was drinking Guinness, of course, right? Maybe not. Everyone's had this Guinness, but not everyone has had this Guinness. What? There's two Guinnesses? What's going on? So when people say, oh, I had a Guinness, they probably had this. If you're having it on draft at your pub, you're getting this. And this is the one where they've infamously put it into a can with the widget in order to be able to give that pop and that flow and that soft mouthfeel. But then there's Guinness Extra Stout, a beer that for a long time wasn't available in the United States. Now it is available, and still a lot of people don't have it. So you might see 4-pack or 8-pack or cans of this, but you can get 6-pack bottles of the Extra Stout. What's the difference? They're both stouts. Well, the family of stout, I need to pour myself a beer, and I am going to pour the traditional while we're talking about both real quick. Oh, there it is. Yes, and into the glass. And I made a mess. Whoops. Yeah, I'm a professional, but I'm not. So anyway, the regular Guinness is in the family of Dry Irish Stout. So stout is Dry Irish, Sweet Stout, Oatmeal Stout, Russian Imperial Stout, and Foreign Export Stout. Sometimes might be known as Tropical Stout. These are the stouts that you'll actually find out on the islands where it's really hot, like in Jamaica. And you're like, they're drinking stout in Jamaica. Yes. Another reason that we always tell everybody, don't be afraid of the dark, and that stout isn't just for the cold weather. Yesterday, there was another video where we talked about the other dark beers, your porters and your coffee beers and things like that, and why March is a great month to be drinking all of these styles. So I didn't want to just focus on this one, but I did have a leftover can here, so I had to be able to drink it, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about this one. So, Sláinte. Silky, smooth. The mouthfeel everybody thinks about this style is from the nitro pour, but it's also due to the ingredients. So you're looking at your roasted malts, black malts. That's going to give you your coffee, your char, and bitterness from the malts, where a lot of old school IPAs, your bitterness is from your hops. This is coming from the dark malts. But because it's made to be so smooth and so creamy, you don't really think of it that way. Think of your coffee with a little bit extra milk. Your foreign export is your coffee. No milk. We're going a little bit more on the bitter side for this. But again, and not an unpleasant bitterness. Another difference here, regular Guinness, under 5%. This one, over 5. I believe it's 5.6% on this. Huge difference? No, but it is a little bit different. It's also going to have more body. Everybody thinks of regular traditional Guinness, the big, thick, heavy beer. But it's actually very, very soft and so easy to drink. In fact, there's not a lot of calories in this beer. This one's going to be a little bit more traditional built, more calorie-wise. If you're worried about calories, don't worry about it in your beer. Just don't stuff as many nachos in your face or whatever on this upcoming, holiday or weekend or whatever it is. NCAA basketball tournament's coming up. You're going to want to stuff your face with a lot of chicken wings. Just don't have as many and enjoy a few more beers. The best way to be able to describe the foreign export is what it's not. It's not this. This is delicious and super smooth. Again, chocolate, a little bit more of that baker's chocolate coming through here, or I'd say here you get a little more of your bittersweet chocolate. Both of them have the chocolate notes. Both of them have your roasted bitterness. Both of them have that black malt, a little bit of acrid to it. This one's just a little more hearty. So when it's a cooler March night, and maybe you've been hanging out all day, maybe you're out on a bike ride, maybe you did a hike or whatever, and now you're sitting out by the fire making some s'mores, I encourage you to pull out a Guinness Extra Stout. You should be able to find this at most places. have a different stout experience. The month of March is great, again, for dark beers. So, nothing too detailed here, not going to go way into it. The only other thing I would probably say is what you might want to pair this with as far as food goes, because we're always talking about that, being on the Cicerone side of things. Your traditional stout, might as well have it with a traditional meal. Why not have this with your corned beef and cabbage? Your corned beef is going to have a little bit of saltiness to it. This has some sweetness to it. Those are going to offset on each other. Your extra stout, it'll go with that too, but because it's a little more hearty, maybe you're going to want to have this the next day or the weekend, and you've got that corned beef, and you turn it into a Reuben. And now you've got that savory, you've got that Thousand Island dressing, and there's a little bit more that it needs to cut through. This might not cut through it. It's too soft. This has the hops. This has some aggressiveness to it that can cleanse the palate and go through. So, corned beef and cabbage, sandwich. That's how I would go with it. Either way, I hope you enjoy this review, and hope you check out the channel a little bit more often. We will be adding some bike stuff as well, like I said, but we're also going to make sure we're always doing beer reviews. So, if you like it, like, subscribe, share, hit that bell notification so you know when new things are coming up, and we'll see you around. Cheers! Or, for St. Patty's Day, Sancha.